Can you imagine being told you can't access your own home because it doesn't look nice enough? That's the fight I found myself in last year when I moved into Willow Grove, a quiet suburban neighborhood with manicured lawns and a homeowners association that ruled with an iron fist. My name's Tom Bennett, and after 20 years in the military, including 3 combat tours, my knees were shot. The doctors had been nagging me about surgery for years, but I kept putting it off, stubborn as always. When I finally went under the knife a month ago, the recovery hit harder than I expected. I was stuck in a wheelchair, and the 5 steps to my front door might as well have been Everest. I did what any reasonable person would do. I got a chairlift installed. Nothing fancy, just a discreet model that folded away when not in use. I crossed every T and dotted every I, medical records, city permits, the works. The installation crew wrapped up on a Friday, and as I glided up to my porch for the first time, I felt free again. I could come and go without begging for help. That freedom lasted exactly 2 days. Monday morning, I rolled back from physical therapy, pressed the button on my chairlift, and heard it hum to life. That's when I saw ETA neon orange notice flapping on my railing, screaming in bold black letters, saw unauthorized modification. Remove immediately or face fines. Saw my stomach churned. I was still glaring at the paper when I felt eyes on me. Across the street stood Lisa Harper, mid-50s, with a perfect brunette bob and sunglasses that probably cost more than my monthly mortgage. Arms crossed, she smirked like she just won a chess game. My real estate agent had warned me about Lisa, the HOA president who treated Willow Grove like her personal kingdom. She gave me a mocking little wave before strutting back to her pristine house. That orange slip was the spark that ignited a war she wasn't ready for. I wheeled inside, my blood boiling. The notice claimed my chairlift violated the neighborhood's aesthetic standards, and had to be gone in 7 days, or I'd owe $50 a day. No mention of the Americans with Disabilities Act, no nod to my medical needs, just cold, bureaucratic nonsense. I didn't spend 2 decades in the military and 15 years as a civil engineer to roll over for this. I called my daughter, Emily, a paralegal at a top city law firm. "Dad, this is straight-up discrimination," she said, her voice sharp. "The Fair Housing Act and ADA protect your right to accessibility modifications. The HOA can't touch you." She promised to help me fight, but we agreed to start polite. The next morning, I gathered my permits, medical docs, and printouts of federal housing law, stuffed them into a folder, and rolled over to Lisa's house. I figured a calm talk might sort things out. Big mistake. Lisa answered in a yoga outfit, despite there being no studio for miles. Her smile dropped the second she saw me. "Oh, the new guy with the ugly machine," she sneered. "Here to talk about taking it down?" I kept my cool. "Actually, I'm here to show you my chairlift's fully legal and medically necessary. Here's the paperwork, including the Fair Housing Act sections that back me up." Her face turned to stone. She snatched the folder without glancing at it. "I've run this HOA for 12 years. I know our bylaws. Your contraption wasn't approved by the Architectural Committee. End of story." I explained that federal law trumps HOA rules for disability accommodations. Lisa just stepped back, already closing her door. "The notice stands. 7 days, or the fines start. We have standards in Willow Grove, disability or not." The door slammed shut. I sat there, stunned, as curtains twitched in nearby windows. The neighbors were watching. What came next was 3 weeks of pure harassment. Lisa wasn't bluffing about the fines. Every day, a new $50 notice arrived, each one nastier than the last. She'd cruise by my house multiple times a day, sometimes stopping to snap photos. I caught her on my property more than once, measuring tape in hand, inspecting my chairlift like it was a crime scene. My neighbors felt bad but stayed quiet. "Lisa keeps a grudge," one muttered while helping with my groceries. "The Millers painted their mailbox red instead of beige last year, and she got their guest parking banned for months." Things got uglier when Lisa started spreading lies. She told everyone I was faking my disability for Special treatment. I overheard her at the community mailboxes. He walks fine when he thinks no one's watching. My aunt had knee surgery and was back to normal in days. He's just milking it. I kept my head down, documenting everything, every notice, every trespass, every nasty email from the HOA account Lisa controlled. Emily was working with housing discrimination lawyers, building a case. Be patient, Dad, she said. She's burying herself. The breaking point hit on a Wednesday. I was at a doctor's appointment when Emily swung by my place with groceries. As she pulled into my driveway, she saw Lisa on my porch, not just taking pictures but messing with the chairlift's control panel, trying to figure out how it worked. Emily whipped out her phone and started recording. "Excuse me, what are you doing on my dad's property?" she called. Lisa jumped but recovered fast. "I'm conducting an official HOA inspection," she said, chin high. "This illegal DVYC needs documenting before we force it out." Emily stepped closer, still filming. "Force it out? You have no right to touch my dad's medical equipment, or be here without permission. That's trespassing." That's when Lisa snapped. Her face twisted, and she jabbed a finger at Emily. "Listen, Missy, I won't let your father ruin our neighborhood with this hideous thing. He doesn't get a free pass just because he claims he's disabled. This is my community, and we follow my rules." Emily stayed calm. "Federal law outranks your rules. You're breaking laws right now, harassment, discrimination, the works. Leave. Now." Lisa grabbed the folder of documents I'd given her weeks ago, which she'd brought along, and threw it at Emily's feet. "Take your sob story and laws somewhere else. If your dad can't handle stairs, he should move to a flat house, not wreck our neighborhood with that eyesore." The whole meltdown was on VY Dale, including Lisa admitting she was targeting me because of my disability. Emily filed a harassment complaint with the police that day, handing over our mountain of EVY Denke. That VY Deo changed everything. Neighbors who'd seen the porch showdown started talking, sharing their own horror stories about Lisa's reign. The local housing authority launched an investigation, and Emily filed a complaint with the Department of Justice's CIVYL rights DVY Shaun. Even the HOA board turned on her. The VYC president called me quietly. "We never approved any action against your chairlift," he said. "Lisa claimed it was handled privately." Neighbors who'd been too scared to speak up brought me casseroles and kind words. One family stuck a small American flag by their mailbox, a quiet show of support. Soon, flags popped up everywhere. The VY Deo hit social media and spread like wildfire. Local news ran the story, plastering Lisa's face on TV as the HOA tyrant harassing a disabled veteran over a legal chairlift. A month after that first orange notice, I was sipping coffee on my porch when 3 cop cars rolled up to Lisa's house. I watched as officers knocked, talked, and then led her out in handcuffs, her hands behind her back. Even from across the street, I heard her ranting about property values and VY soul appeal as they put her in the squad car. The neighbors watched in silence. No one defended her. The detective called me later. Lisa was charged with criminal harassment, trespassing, and violating the Fair Housing Act for targeting a disabled resident. They'd uncovered years of her bullying others who didn't fit her VY Shaun of Willow Grove. She got out on bail but faced up to a year in jail and due $25,000 in fines. The HOA's insurance wouldn't cover her CIVYL penalties, so she was on the hook for any damages from Emily's lawsuit. At an emergency HOA meeting, Lisa was booted as president unanimously. As she stormed out, red-faced and muttering, our eyes met. For the first time, she looked away. The kicker? The HOA's bylaws, which Lisa claimed to know by heart, had a clause from a decade ago: disability modifications were exempt from architectural review IEW if they met local codes. She'd either missed it or ignored it in her vendetta. In the end, Lisa took a plea deal: 6 months probation, 100 hours of community service with disability advocacy groups, and a due law $5,000 fine. She was banned from ever serving on an HOA board in the county. When the judge read the sentence, her face crumpled. She genuinely thought she'd win, that her rules mattered more than the law or basic decency.